Oh shit, I started recording.
Well, anyway, after poor planning, the ingredients for this are chicken, an egg or mayonnaise, breadcrumbs, the lights here, breadcrumbs, seasoning, olive oil. This is botched, I apologize. Rice, a pot or rice cooker. Pot and rice cooker are interchangeable. A plate, and then an air fryer, which is the hard one. If anyone's wondering, this is a photo that the person on TikTok asked me about, and it looks pretty damn good. But spoiler warning, today's chicken looks better. Now, back to the beginning of the video, which I recorded 2 hours ago. 1, 2, 1. What's going on, YouTube? Someone asked me on TikTok how I make my chicken and rice. And so that's what we're going to be doing today. Also, I can't change the light color, so we're going to be working the green light. What you have to do first is you have to go to your fridge, or freezer, rather. You reach in, you grab a piece of chicken, right? Because you're making chicken and rice, of course you need chicken. And what you do is you grab a plate, preferably not this one, this is like the only plate I have. You grab a plate, up here. And so then you get the plate, you put it in your sink, and for me at least, I put the chicken in the plate, on the plate in the sink, because I don't want like the sink to touch the chicken. I don't know if it matters or not, but I do that. Some chicken, like Purdue chicken, comes individually packaged, each piece of chicken, so it's already has plastic on it. You can just, if you have that, you can just set the chicken in the sink. That's what I used to have, but I have chicken from Sam's Club, which is not individually packaged. It's actually 6 pounds of chicken. So yeah, you put the chicken in the sink to defrost. And for me at least, it takes about like 2.5 to 3 hours. And then, yeah, we'll see. Actually no, we'll go over equipment next. What you need also is a rice cooker. You can make rice with a stove, and when I actually do make the rice later, I'll show you guys. Because on the bag of rice it says how to make the rice with a stove. With a stove and like a pot and stuff. So I'll just go over the instructions on the bag. But I use a rice cooker. Ow. This is a Zojirushi, Z-O-J-I-R-U-S-H-I rice cooker. And it makes amazing rice. It's very easy, very simple to use. So we have that piece of equipment. And then the other thing I use in it is an air fryer. And this, you can either spray the bottom with stuff. This is old foil, but I just used it to cook the chicken, so it doesn't really matter that much. I may change the foil later. But yeah, I line the bottom with foil so that it's easier to clean. You can also spray like Pam or some kind of cooking oil on the bottom, non-stick, so that it's easier to flip stuff. But yeah, we're gonna use this and a rice cooker. And also, we're going to use a mallet, a meat mallet. If you don't have one of these, that's fine. You can use a rolling pin. Yeah, or you can use a, someone told me this, like a cookie sheet, just to like press it flat and stuff, and maybe like do that. I don't know, someone told me about that. But yeah, these are very useful. If you don't have one and you want to do cooking stuff, I recommend getting one. But yeah, that I think is all the equipment for now. And I'll check back with you guys in 2.5 hours. I'm gonna be honest, I got wet about poster. I don't even know if I'm gonna have time to make the chicken before I have to leave at 5. So, I mean, this is gonna be interesting. So it seems like the chicken is on the verge of being thawed out. Like, one half is thawed, but then like I didn't flip it in the middle, so now the other half just has ice on it. However, there's a trick I know that may work. BRB. Alright, so I cannot find a good camera angle. So, this is the best we're gonna get. What my trick was is if you need to thaw chicken quickly or it's close to thawing, you do, I'm gonna get hate for this because I don't remember the right temperature. I think it's warm water or cold water. I'm like 80% sure you don't do hot because I thought that was weird. But yeah, either cold or warm. Comments can correct me. Anyway, what we're gonna do is get your saran wrap or your plastic foil, right? And then what you want to do is pull it out, Anyway, you pull it out. Then, shit! Don't do what I just did because, yeah, I did not tear that correctly. Make sure when you tear your plastic wrap, you do this. And you may be wondering, do I have to have plastic wrap? I'd recommend having plastic wrap. So, I mean, yeah, I think you should have plastic wrap because you're gonna be pounding the chicken, and you don't want the chicken juice to go all over your counter. So yeah, you put the wrap on the chicken, like so. You get your mallet. My mind is in the gutter today. Anyway, you get your mallet, and then you, panning down, just hit it a lot. Right?
Who's your daddy?
I typically need 2 hands for this, so I apologize. And you just want to pound it. Don't pound it too much, because then if you pound it too much, it's going to you're gonna flatten it too thin. I once pounded it too much, and it became like paper thin. And I don't know if you should use this side or this side. I alternate. I start with this side, then this side. 'Cause when I pounded it paper thin, I used this side. Because I think the spikes are good for meat, right? But like, it's all meat. I think the spikes are good for beef, right? Because, beef is a little bit thicker. When you tenderize it, a lot of times meat tenderizers for beef are actually just spikes. And you just do like that. However, with the chicken, you just want to flatten it. And that's how you know it's tenderized. Anyway, that's the chicken. That's kind of what it looks like when it's done. Step 2. Actually, no, it's not even step 2. There are no steps. You get another plate. You can get another plate, alright? For the sake of this video, I'm going to get another plate. Typically, I don't. It just makes things easier. So you get your second plate. You go to your fridge. What you need now is a binding agent. So that's going to be either eggs or mayo. Yeah, you're gonna need eggs or mayo. I typically like to do mayo. That's just like what I like to do because a little bit of the mayo you taste in there. But yeah, that'll be your binding agent. And then something that a friend taught me actually is if you get yourself some oil. I like to use olive oil. I like to use olive oil, right? If you get yourself some oil and then you pour it on the chicken. That was too much oil. And you lather the chicken. That's a funny word, isn't it? Lather. You lather the chicken. Makes it easier to spread the spices on. It makes the spices easier to stick. And actually, I hadn't done that ever. I'm over here, by the way. I hadn't done that ever. And my friend recommended me to do that. And that's what I did the last time I made chicken. So yesterday. And it tasted way better. What I use is black and gold Cajun seasoning. Very tasty, very good. I'm not sponsored. However, you want to use this, and I like to wash my hands in between handling the chicken. It's a lot of like rinsing my hands, but it just makes it easier to hold things. It also makes me feel a little bit better. And this has not been used in it's old. So I'm getting to the bottom of it, which means there's chunks in there. So you just shake it around if there's chunks, and then you can see that. I'm like, where's the camera? You can see like at the bottom, it's just like clumping up a bit. So you want to break the clumps. This is such a bad video. Anyway, you pour your spices on top, right? And make sure you do like a decent amount of spices. I can't pan the camera down. I'll show you after I spread the spices. Do a decent amount of spices because you want a good amount of flavor in there. And spices give flavor. Chicken itself has a decent amount of flavor, but spices always are a good idea. And shit, I spilled my spices. Hold up. Don't do what I did just now and put too much seasoning. All right. Another thing you can do that I've done before is when you do the breading, you can mix the seasoning into the breading. But I like this method better because the olive oil just adds another level of like adhesion. That's another problem with working with olive oil or any kind of oil. It sticks to your hands very easily. Alright, cool. And then you want to use your hands to spread the spices, of course. Try and get it like in every little groove you can. On the sides of the chicken too. Your hands are going to get dirty. They will. That's just how it's going to work. But yeah, here is the chicken, all seasoned up. I feel like I could use a little bit more seasoning. But we're good for now. Yeah, if I need more seasoning, oh well. But yeah, and then this is where your second plate comes in handy. So yeah, what you do now, before you use the second plate, right? Get your mayonnaise or your binding agent. If you're using egg, you're gonna want to put it in like a little flat bowl. That way you can dip the chicken in it to just get the egg all over the chicken. However, if you're using mayonnaise, you go just right on top. And then what you do with that is just rub the mayonnaise in. You want to make sure that the mayonnaise covers all of the chicken because that's how the breading is going to stick to it. And then that's the mayonnaise. This is what your hands look like in the middle. That's why I wash my hands because it's just easier to manage, and I don't want it all over. And you get it. I'm gonna have to do so many cuts. Anyway, mayonnaise, the second side. I did it wrong. I did too much mayonnaise. Oh shit. Fuck. I squeezed it, then a glob came out. It's like when you're anyone just like use ketchup on fries or some shit, and then like you squeeze it, and then just a glob of ketchup comes out. With ketchup, it's good, but this is mayonnaise. So I just realized at the beginning of the video I should put like these are the things you need, like a recipe list, because I'm kind of stupid and that's how you do recipes, because I'm actually formally making a recipe for someone who asked. Anyway, what you do now is you can get your breadcrumbs. I know a lot of people like panko. A lot of people like panko, but I tend to use this Italian breading because there's spices already in it. It's what I was raised on. This is, I can't get the same thing. This is Regresso, really. What you do is you get your breadcrumbs, get your second plate, and you just pour it on the second plate. Just even line, right? Yeah, I think that was too many breadcrumbs. You can never have too many breadcrumbs. And then you get your mayonnaise, spice, lather chicken, and you lay it in, and you pick it back up, and then you get the other side. Like this. And then see how bready it is right now? And then something you can do is I have like a lot of mayonnaise on the old plate. If you have egg, it's easier to do this. It's called double dipping, maybe? You just recoat it. And then you go back to the breadcrumbs, and it's even crispier. Cool. I did use too many breadcrumbs, but what you can do if you have too many breadcrumbs is get a container, put the breadcrumbs in the container, you can use them for another day. Because if you just throw away the breadcrumbs, that's really sad. And on to the air fryer. What's up, YouTube? We're back over here. This is my air fryer. It is the Power XL. My sister got it for me for a Christmas present, and it is absolutely amazing. I'm going to move the camera higher. Dope. Yeah, so this is the air fryer right here. It's the Power XL air fryer. You have a little tray right here, you know? So what I like to do is it's already plugged in. You take your chicken. My very, very bready chicken. That end looks like you could use more. Oh, yes. You put your tin foil in. You line the inside with tin foil. I'm going to use the old tin foil because I just made chicken with it, and it's chicken and chicken, it's not really cross-contamination. And you lay it in there, right? You lay your chicken on the inside, right? Well, it looks very nice in there. It looks very, very, very nice. I hate camera angles. Anyway, you go here, you pop it in, and then you turn it on. You turn up the temperature, right? I do 400. No, I don't. I do 360. That's what I did for 14 minutes. And then what I do is at 7 minutes, I stop it, and then I pull out the chicken. All right. Flip the chicken so that it can cook evenly, and then I put it back in. And then onto the rice. I'm actually running out of time. So instead of using the rice cooker, I'm actually going to explain how to use a rice cooker real quick. So with the rice cooker, all you have to do is take your little bowl right here. You put the rice, you put like a cup of rice in, and you fill up to the 1 meter line. 1 meter, the one line, and you put the rice in there. You rinse your rice, of course, and then you put it in, and then you hit cook. It's very simple. However, we're not going to use a rice cooker now because I don't have time. What we're going to do is we're going to look at this bag of rice, and we're going to do the old-fashioned way. I have a huge bag of rice. This is what I meant by saving your breadcrumbs. It's not as many as I thought, and this is the smallest container I have, so I actually have an idea. But we'll get to that. Alright, so even though we're not using this bowl, we're not using the rice cooker, I'm still going to use the bowl. Because you need 1 cup of rice, and I would like to rinse my rice, you know? You know, I'm a man of steam who rinses his rice. It's just like, you gotta do it, just tastes better. If you don't rinse your rice, I'm sorry, but L plus ratio plus bozo. That's the sound of foil wrapping. Hold up. Ignore that noise. Absolutely nothing's wrong. It's just a foil, you know. Just temperature. Anyway, you get your rice. About a cup of it. You get a cup of rice. Sorry about the lens flare. I have a green light above my head, and I can't get that lens flare to go away. Anyway. That's exactly 1 cup. I'm a bit of a bitch about that. God damn, bro. Fuck, stop spilling. Me? Jesus. Alright, now that the rice is literally fucking everywhere, you go over to your sink and rinse your rice, and then I'll be back after I've rinsed my rice. I should mention when you rinse your rice, what I like to do is I just fill up the rice bowl. Right. So you have the water in there, kind of murky, you know. And then you just swirl your hand in there, do that, a little bit of massage kind of thing, swirl, and then you dump it out. You can use a strainer if you want, but if you're careful enough, you can pour out the water without pouring out the rice as well. So yeah. So for me, that's about clearing up for me in terms of water. I think you want it to be perfectly clear, but it's whatever. Anyway, to the chicken. It's done, the first cycle. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to, Jesus Christ, I'm going to do this. I'm going to take the chicken, I'm going to take a fork. You can also use tongs. Tongs is probably the smarter idea. And you take the chicken and you flip it. This is a crispy ass piece of chicken. Why did I just select that? I'm going to get salmonella now, whatever. And then my idea I had, which I may not need to do now because of how crispy the chicken is. No, I don't want to throw this out, but it's crispy enough. Yeah. You got the chicken. Stop the video when I was speaking very strangely. You got the chicken right there, and then what you do? This is so fucking botched. There. Then it starts back up. God damn, why was that so hard to do? So now you add 1.5 cups of water to your pot. And I realized that last cut I did was not very good, so I apologize. It's botched and I'm in a hurry. Once your water is in, also the sun's going down so it's greener now. Once the water is in, you turn on your stove to high, you put your lid on, and you boil your goddamn water, boy. This just takes 15 minutes. I mean, I may not have enough time. I forgot, since it's only a cup and a half of water, that it is already boiling. So once it's boiling, which it currently is, you open the top. You hear it boiling, and you go, God damn, my water really is boiling. You pour in your cup of rice. If I draw out my phone, I'd be so upset right now. You drop your phone, cup of rice, that's what I'm trying to say. And then you try and get the excess rice that you can. But I mean, you don't want to add water, so that's the trade-off, right? So then you get that, pour in the excess rice. Oh well, I lost some rice. But yeah, I hope that worked out well. I'm not going to turn my phone around. Anyway, back to the instructions, which I put away. It said for 15 minutes you cook it, yeah, or until the water is dissipated. So yeah, you put the lid on, you put your temperature lower, and then you sit there. Okay. I have an electric stove, by the way. If you have a gas stove, it's a lot easier. You hear that? It actually stopped as soon as I started recording. Do you smell that? Oh, that's the smell of air fried chicken. Alright, cool, that was cringe. Anyway, get your plate. I'm actually going to do... Okay, so ideally you want to put it on a bowl. So, you get your cutting board or a plate or anything of that sort that you can just, cut things on. I have a cutting board. We go... How do I have this propped? Over here. Okay, and then you make room for your cutting board because you're an idiot and didn't put things away. Make sure to put things away as you cook. Aha! And the rice takes, 15 minutes to cook? Wow. Yeah, so that's cooking. Anyway, you grab your chicken. Preferably not with your bare hands. I'm just, redneck like that. Oh, shit. Oh, the breading came off at the bottom. However, here's go. And that is what it looks like. Burning my hand. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Like that. So you want to set it down. It may be caked a little bit. That's just the mayonnaise coming through. So don't worry about that too much. So what you want to do is you want to get your knife. I found that non-serrated knives work the best. The serrated knives tend to stick to the chicken. That can mean that I didn't beat it well enough, didn't tenderize it well enough, or, I'm just bad. But yeah, I'm going to move down here. You won't be able to see me that well. I don't know what this is or where it goes. So it's just going to vibe there. Grab your chicken. All right, grab your chicken. And then, oh wait, YouTube, this is a kitchen knife. It is a cutting knife, not meant for killing people, all right? It's a Brookstone knife that needs to be cleaned. You get it? And then just cut it. And then this is what I'll do, and I'll put it on a bed of rice, which is now cooking. I've actually never made rice in a pot. That's a lie, I was in Boy Scouts. But rice cookers are so much easier. If you guys can afford a rice cooker or get one, they're great. I got mine from a Japanese friend, so I do know that Japanese rice cookers are like absolutely kick-ass. Also, if you're don't cut it while it's hot. I think it's another thing. So as you can see, this piece right here kind of separated. No, it's not too bad. I just have to lie them next to each other. I kind of like to make it look like it's all one piece. Or what I'll do is if a piece breaks off like this, like that piece, I'll just eat it, right? And then boom. This is probably the crispiest chicken I've ever made. Eat the scraps like the scavenger you are. And yeah, cool thing is grab a very cool bowl. Mine is this bowl. I really like this bowl. My mom got me this bowl. W Mom, who likes anime and read comic books as a kid, I was surprised by how much shit she knew. I was talking to like, oh, you probably won't know about this stuff, and I started talking about like comic books and stuff like that, maybe like Captain America, X-Men. She's like, oh yeah, I know that, I remember that. I'm like, well, I said, yeah, so Mephisto. She's like, oh yeah, Mephisto. I'm like, who the fuck are you? Spider-Man name. No one else is here. Okay. I'm bored. Why am I trying to fill time? Get your bowl. The rice is cooking. What you want to do when you get it done is you want to get your chicken and put on the rice. Yeah, check that. Another thing, if you're cooking your rice and you run out of water, but then you take a bite and it seems like it's still undercooked, hard, add more water, and then it'll help it cook. Like me just now, it looked fine, but I just took a bite and it's hard, and I'm pretty sure the water's running out, so I'm probably gonna add more water. So don't do what I just did and add too much water, because then you're gonna overcook your noodles. Holy God! But yeah, I'm draining the water from the rice. Currently, I'm gonna cry. We're gonna do this, all right? Oh my God, I love soggy rice. For the record, rice isn't supposed to make this noise. I tried so hard. I got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. I have to use a rice cooker. I'm too much of a fucking new Jenner. I'm 20. I'm too young for this. Is what I'm trying to say. I don't know, man. There's technology nowadays. All right, cool. Then it doesn't look as good as yesterday, but it's going to taste just as good. Did that work? Yeah. It doesn't look as good as yesterday, but it's going to taste just as good. And what I like to do is I like to just, pour a little bit of soy sauce on there. And I'm so sorry for being in a rush. I should have spaced my time out better. But as of now, I have 5 minutes to eat this and bike my ass over to school. And I don't even have my correct bags packed or the right clothes on. So, vibey, thank you guys for watching. Let me know if the name Saxies is a weird name to call you guys. And goodbye. Pause. I forgot to do the goddamn taste test. Boom, how's it taste? Fucking hot. Rice is soggy. That still tastes okay. Let's taste the chicken. Fuck, it's hot. The chicken is absolutely goddamn amazing. So, hope you guys enjoyed it. God, I had a to-go container. Let's go.